yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I am the Buddha. Welcome to my energy. Once upon a time, there was a village in a valley surrounded by mountains and forests. And in this valley lived a people who lived in harmony with the earth, with the animals, and with the sky. They were a gentle kind of people. There was no crime in the village. There was no need for police of any kind, as everyone got along, respected each other, and saw each other's value. It was a primitive type of people. They had chickens, cows, pigs, turkeys, and other very tame animals. That they used for milk, eggs, and meat. One night, a wolf came out of the forest and ate 6 chickens that belonged to a family. The family loved their chickens. There was a boy and a girl. They were fraternal twins, 6 years old. And when they saw the feathers spread all across the ground and knew that their chickens were gone, they were sad. they wept. And the boy quickly became angry. He knew that one of the animals from the forest had taken the chickens and eaten them. And he was furious because the chickens were his friends. His family only used the chickens for eggs and would not have killed the chickens at any time for meat. Each family chose whether they were vegetarian or meat eaters. And this family was vegetarian. The boy began making a spear and arrows and building traps to catch the wild animal, while his sister created a grave site, buried the feathers, and said goodbye to their friends, the chickens. She continued to feel her sadness. While the boy's anger turned to rage. He practiced throwing the spear, shooting the arrows, and setting the trap. Should this animal ever come back? Meanwhile, their parents went into the marketplace of the village and got themselves 4 new chickens. They brought the chickens home, and the father built a chicken coop to keep them safe. No longer would the chickens roam free on their land. It wasn't safe. And with the coop, it would be easier to find the eggs. The boy was pleased to see that new chickens were bought and brought home. He didn't take the time to get to know them. His sister did. She gave them names. She started to get to know them better, feeding them every day. Petting them holding them in her lap. The sadness that she was feeling was gone. She had new chickens to love now. And she thanked her parents for bringing them. The boy was also thankful. But he was thankful for a different reason. He was thankful because he wanted revenge. And he knew the wild animal would come back looking for more chickens where it had found the chickens before. The boy changed his sleep cycle to be up at night so he could watch and wait for the wolf to come back. The first night he saw the wolf, he looked the wolf right in the eyes, where he was sitting in a tree, high up on a branch, safe from the wolf, and having the perfect vantage point from which to shoot his arrows and throw his spear. The wolf walked right past the boy's trap. It wasn't fooled. The wolf walked right up to the chicken coop and started digging at the ground. It knew that if it dug deep enough, it could get under the bamboo that was used to create the coop. The boy aimed his arrow with the rage welling up within him. He would have his revenge. The wolf wouldn't even see it coming. He shot his first arrow. It flew right past the wolf and hit one of the chickens. Killing her instantly. The wolf ran back into the forest, and the boy climbed down from the tree, now in a state of fear. For if he had killed one of their chickens, his parents would be furious. He went into the coop, turned the chicken over, and saw that it was, in fact, a direct hit right to the heart. The chicken was dead. He knew that he would be in trouble if his parents found out, and that his sister would also be angry with him. So he took the chicken off to a part of their land where no one ever went. He dug a hole. He buried the chicken, leaving feathers in the coop and outside the coop. And he continued digging the hole that the wolf had given up on when the arrow came so close to its head. The boy finished digging the hole that would be big enough for a wolf to get under the coop and to the chickens. By the time he finished, it was morning. He went to bed. When he woke in the afternoon, his sister was still weeping. And his mother asked him what happened, since she knew that he was staying up late at night and waiting for the animal to come back. The boy told his mother a lie. He said that he sat in the tree watching the wolf and that he was too scared to take a shot. That he saw the whole thing happen and that he felt terrible at his cowardice. He told his mother that he felt guilty and ashamed. His mother hugged him tight and told him that she loved him. She told him to never feel ashamed of himself. And the boy then started to feel real guilt at having lied. He then went over to his sister to console her. Now, the bond that twins have is quite deep. The boy's sister could read him like a book. And so when he went over to sit next to her in the chicken coop and put his arm around her, she immediately felt the guilt. She knew that the guilt was not because he didn't shoot the arrow, but because of something he had done. It was that kind of guilt, and she could feel it. The girl was very intuitive, sensitive, and empathic. She looked at her brother's fingernails. She could still see the dirt from his digging embedded under his fingernails. And so she asked him point blank, what really happened last night with the wolf. The boy teared up. He couldn't lie anymore, especially not to her, not to the one who knew him so well. And so he came clean. He told his sister what happened. And then he defended himself and said, "What else can we do? Father built this coop, and they are still not safe." The girl said, "There must be another way. Together, we will find out what it is." And so, that night she stayed up with her brother. But instead of sitting in the tree, they sat in the coop with the 3 remaining chickens. The boy got to know them, fed them, had them sit in his lap and pet them. The boy fell in love with the new chickens, just as he had the ones that were killed by the wolf. Now he was more determined than ever to protect them. And then, in that very moment, he looked up and saw the wolf coming towards the coop. Now their father had filled in the hole that was dug by the wolf with rocks. But the wolf was not deterred. It found a new spot to dig. The boy and the girl felt fear welling up inside of them. They knew that their lives would be in danger as well. But they could not leave the chickens. At some point, they considered bringing the chickens into the house. But as they discussed that option, they realized one would have to be left behind. And they couldn't do it. They couldn't sacrifice one more chicken to the ferocious wolf. And so they stayed. And they loved the chickens. And the wolf dug. It dug and dug and dug, until finally it could squeeze itself into the hole under the coop. And it emerged fully inside the chicken coop, staring the children down with its steely eyes. The girl stood up She put the chicken that was in her lap behind her, and she walked over towards the wolf. The boy yelled out, "Stop, what are you doing? You'll get yourself killed." And the girl turned to him and said, "Not if I can love this wolf with as much intensity as I love our chickens. The wolf will sense my love, and he will not harm me." The boy, thinking she was crazy, but not knowing what else to do, put the chicken that was in his lap down and walked up next to her, held her hand, closed his eyes, and felt for the love that was inside of him. The love that he felt for his sister, his parents, his friends, and their new chickens. He even felt for the love of the now deceased chickens that were in the wolf's belly. The wolf looked at the children and at the chickens, and realized that it could not harm any of them. The wolf could feel the love coming off of the children, and the wolf recognized that love that he felt for the other wolves in his pack, especially the little ones. And so the wolf turned around, went back through the hole underneath the coop, back into the forest. And he found his pack, curled up, and went to sleep with an empty stomach. The boy and the girl jumped up and down, rejoicing in their decision to choose love. They filled in the hole that the wolf had dug. They brought the chickens into bed with them. And they held the chickens in their arms as they fell asleep. The wolf never came back to that family's land. The children loved the chickens until the day each of them died of old age. And the boy put away his weapons and his traps forever. He knew from that day forward that he would always choose love. just like his sister. I am the Buddha, and I am within you.